Hey, what's going on, team? Happy Monday. So a very strong start to the week. /NQ, which is the NASDAQ future, is up to nearly 180-day highs. Right now, we just broke a little bit above 14,000 for the /NQ NASDAQ future. One of the things that I wanted to talk about is I briefly covered it where obviously there's so many different stocks, especially this week, that are reporting earnings. A lot of you guys have been asking for my opinions, and one of the things that I openly shared, right, for those that care for my opinion, is that a lot of these stocks do report earnings, and regardless if it's positive or negative, yes, it can have a short-term influence on the overall price. But as long as whatever it is shared isn't detrimental to the overall company, they tend to, long-term end up correcting themselves. And I use Tesla as an example where, it has a tendency to, exceed expectation, but sometimes its guidance can be a little bit off, or they miss the EPS and it can pull back a little bit. But overall, big picture, it tends to recover. And even if it acts as a positive catalyst and it shoots up, a week after, it in some way corrects itself. So I wouldn't stress out about it, but I wanted to at least talk about for today, Monday, the series of stocks that have already reported earnings and the ones that after the market closes. So in 1 hour, we have stocks like Tesla, NXP, and GNC that are going to be reporting earnings, and I wanted to run through them very quickly. So Otis is one that already reported earnings. It shot up 6% on the day, hitting highs of 77.26. So this is a perfect example of when they exceed expectation and we see it act as a positive catalyst. This happens from time to time, but in some form of way, it doesn't hold up there for a very long period of time. It ends up correcting itself. So just make sure you take that into consideration. And then there are other stocks, right, that experience a negative catalyst, and CHKP is one for as an example, right? I'm just going to go down the list. My goal with this video is, instead of you having to search each one individually, I have the ticker symbols here for you. If any of them meet your criteria, if you find any of them to be good deals based off of how much they pulled back, or you like how they reacted today, then my goal with this video is for you to just add any of the stocks that you see value in to your watch list. You don't have to invest in them. My whole plan is, for you to add effective stocks to your watch list, set effective alerts, and maybe follow up with it when it makes the most sense, right? And I have a couple good ones that would make sense even to someone like myself. PHG has a really nice setup, but it just has really low volume, which is one of the main reasons that I'm not gonna buy into it. But it was really nice to see it at 180-day highs. It reported earnings, it pulled on back, and again, it's acting as a negative catalyst as of right now. Another one as of right now is ARLP. So it shot up, it quickly pulled on back to the SMA line, and this one already reported earnings. Dorn is down over 10%. So again, Dorn, this is one that, based off of a majority of them, either moved a little bit, but the margin isn't necessarily worth it for me, right? DORM, in my opinion, and again, it's just that, pulled back enough where I can see that, hey, I might buy a couple of shares once it begins to find a support. And if it does begin to indicate signs of reversal, I like the recovery potential and the margin, right? This one has 11%. And that's the great thing about the stock market, is that you are the final decision maker on where you choose to invest or trade your money. So I just thought I would, talk about it. LII, so this is Linux, hit highs of 349, quickly pulled on back. It's only down 1%. So again, like we've said, some stocks push up a lot, some stocks push down or pull back quite a bit. Some stocks don't really move where earnings didn't, move the stock enough to make it even worth it. So this is just one that I would follow up with. Bank of Hawaii, again, it's down 1.5%, but a lot of consolidation and pretty, unclear with where the direction is going. This one's down 1%, as you guys can see. We got FBNC, so this one's up 0.5%. We got Tesla. So Tesla reports earnings today. A lot of people are asking for my opinion on, what I'm going to do with my short position, what I'm going to do with my, long positions on Tesla. My long positions, I don't plan to touch them. Like I said before, regardless if it acts as a positive or negative catalyst, it's a very short-term catalyst to what I've seen, at least for Tesla. So I'm just going to make sure that I cover my short positions, meaning that I'm not going to have any of them open. That's just to manage my risk. And you are correct. If Tesla does pull back, then you are correct. I would miss out on making potential money. But my biggest focus is I'd rather play it safe than sorry. So instead of trying to guesstimate and hope that Tesla pulls on back, I would rather just close my position. And if it does pull on back, then I can simply buy more at the higher levels. Or if Tesla does push up, then maybe I can take a more effective short position at a higher price level. So again, that's just my 2 cents. NXPI. So this one's actually pretty bullish, right? Bounced off the SMA. This one's reporting earnings today, and it's already up 1.74%. We got AGNC, very consistent, very bullish. Not much movement going on as of right now. AMKR, again, very similar setup where it tried to bounce off the SMA line, but a lot of consolidation, not super clear as of right now. We got CDNS, breaking above EMA, but again, we still have to wait till after market hours for this to report earnings. OMF, after market hours, it reports earnings, but again, based off previous resistance levels and where it's at right now, I don't see the margin to be worth it. But again, the earnings can act as a positive or negative catalyst, so we'll just have to follow up with it. One of my favorite tickers, BRO, it's just the ticker symbol bro. Very overbought, so this you have to be very careful with this. This is Brown and Brown Insurance. It is very overbought. So if earnings based off of current price levels does not exceed expectation, even if it does report a positive earnings, we've seen it before where it can correct itself and pull on back. I hope that it only acts as a positive catalyst, but you have to be picky with these when they're so overbought and they report earnings, because if anything goes wrong, it can quickly pull on back. So I'm eager to follow up with it. I'm going to set an alert for the break above $51, and of course set the alert for the break below the EMA line once again. So there's only 3 more that report earnings today. So that's CNI, a little bit more on the oversold side. And again, this one reports earnings after market hours. So that's at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, a little bit more on the oversold side. So I'm excited to follow up with this one. And from where we're at as of right now to previous resistance levels, that's about 8.5%. But again, no indication of a reversal. So we'll set an alert for that. We got MKSI breaking above EMA based off previous resistance levels. That's 200. I don't see the margin to be necessarily worth it there, but again, that's just my 2 cents. And this one is also earnings after market hours. And then we got the last one, PCH. So after market hours, it reports earnings. It's nearly at 180-day highs. It hit 180-day highs earlier today. It's already up 3.5%, so it looks like it's setting up for a pretty solid earnings. But again, if anything goes wrong, just due to how overbought it is, it wouldn't be much of a surprise if it corrects itself. So I'm excited. The really cool thing about this is if you don't rush into anything, and you approach it with ease, right? Especially if you're just getting started. I just think that you can make much more informed decisions following up with it maybe the next day, right? So after it reports earnings and after seeing how the market reacts to it, maybe a little bit less hype. Yeah, you might miss out on 1 or 2, but at the end of the day, the whole idea is to put yourself in a position to succeed. And I just think that there's so much hype and there's so much volatility when they do report earnings, that direction kind of becomes unclear, at least for me, right? So I like to wait maybe a day or 2 after earnings and allow things to kind of settle down, and then I can follow up with it and see and follow up with it and be like, hey, is this something that I actually want to invest in? Is this something that I want to trade? Or is it something that I just want to watch, or maybe not even watch moving forward, right? So I'm excited to follow up right now. Tesla is showing a lot of signs of consolidation. I don't know if you guys have been watching this, but it's literally been trading just in between like 735 to around 740, and just so much consolidation. Direction is super unclear, and I just think so many people are just anticipating the earnings for Q1 for Tesla. So I'm excited to follow up with it. Let me know if you guys would like me to make one of these videos for tomorrow and the series of stocks that are going to be reporting earnings tomorrow. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Don't forget to stay connected. You guys can join our free Facebook group, and that's that first link down in the description. You guys can refresh your screen and join our absolute free Facebook group with over 311,000 members. Whenever it is that you guys feel like you are ready, if you would like to tune on in to one of my live trading sessions, I trade live exclusively only to the Learn Plan Profit group, so it's kind of a better environment where I can answer your questions more in real time. And if you think that that would be something of value for you, click the second link down below, learn a little bit more about it, and if it's a good fit for you, we'll see you tomorrow at Market Open. Until then, like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.